Good morning and welcome to the Unitarian Universalist Fellowship of Boca Raton, our religious community free in faith, diverse in thought, united in caring, and committed to action. I'm Eric Landstrom, your service coordinator today, joined by Robin Stewart, worship associate. Our service will begin shortly. Now would be a good time to silence your electronic devices. And you will also need the Singing the Living Tradition hymnal, the gray one. Order of service 2, if you didn't pick one up, raise your hand so an usher can bring them to you. If this is your first time here or your 100th and first time, we are glad you are here. If you carry the weight of a weary world on your shoulders, or you enter through the door with a song in your heart and a skip in your step, we are glad that you are here. If you are the loudest voice in the town square, or the subtle hand behind the scenes, we are glad that you are here. If you have failed once, or if you have broken your vows 1,000 times, we are glad you are here. If you cannot sing like the angels, if you cannot speak before thousands, if you can give from deep within you, we are glad you are here. This community is what it is because of your presence. So welcome. Welcome into this space of love, support, justice, compassion, fellowship, and worship. We are glad you are here. And if you are attending this morning's service as a participant on Zoom, welcome. We are glad you are here. Religion is defined by distinctions and differences. Faith is a universal component of the human experience. Simply being alive requires faith to make sense of a chaotic and often cruel world. Faith acknowledges common value in connecting disparate communities and cultures. Faith sustains individuals who often reflect on a life that struggles to measure up to the individual metrics. Faith addresses primal needs for meaning and spiritual sustenance that transcends any specific religion or belief system. And I have faith in this fellowship. I saw an email earlier this week that suggested we are entering into unsteady times, and I wanted to take this Sunday's service to address anyone that has that concern and let you know our plans for the next 3-6 months heading out. So we'll have several presentations by several different groups, and I welcome the lay leaders of those groups to our pulpit, beginning with the Board of Trustees and Co-President Claire. That's your cue. Maybe they're ready for the slide. We emailed about what are the board's plans for the next 3 months. For example, you're having additional meetings that people are welcome to.
Well, this is very impromptu. The board does have plans. We are busily making plans. We are having a retreat this Saturday. We continue to meet regularly on Thursdays, where we carry on, don't conduct business, but carry on more in-depth discussions of the things that we're facing. We have a number of committees that were formed or augmented through our Saturday meetings, and those are active and going on. We have a newly formed care team that you'll be hearing more about in the next couple of weeks. We added some new members to the search committee. We are developing a stewardship team. And gosh, we have lots of plans. You're welcome to sit in on board meetings on Thursday nights if you're interested in hearing more about what we're doing, or being present when business is conducted. How much time did you have in mind that I would speak?
Awesome. Thank you, Claire Smith. Our next presentation will be on fundraising and talking about the auction. Rona Solomon, hello.
So changes. So we're trying something a little different this year with the auction. Instead of having it in the spring, when everyone's concerned with clearing out their houses and not getting new stuff, we're going to start the auction tomorrow on Labor Day, and it'll continue through Veterans Day. And what we're hoping to do with that is give you all a chance to holiday shop. So we have some lovely items that are already in the auction. We'd love to have you come visit the auction, but there are 3 things we need you to do for this to be a success. The first is have a look at the auction and be a bidder. The second is be a contributor to the auction. Do you have artwork? Do you have skills? Do you have something that you think is of value to others that you would like to put forward in the auction? We have a lot of things that are manufactured. We have things that are crafts. We have things that are fine arts. We have experiences that are in the auction. And I'm sure that each one of you, if you have a subscription to the opera and there's one day you don't want to go, that a number of you have things that you could contribute to the auction, and all of you have vendors that you use regularly, your beautician, your barber, your butcher, the person you buy wine from. And so at coffee hour, I will have these auction letters for you that you can give to vendors who know you and you know them. This is a great opportunity for them to promote their business within our congregation. It's a charitable donation. They'll get a receipt. And so please pick up a letter. And then we have flyers for the auction that include a QR code. And if you are not on Give Butter yet, but want to be, you can scan this QR code, come see me at coffee, and I will be an ineffective instructor for you in how to get from the QR code to Give Butter, or look for Eric, who will be an effective instructor. And then the last thing that I think is really important in this day and age is that we'll be putting notices about the auction in UUFBR Friends in our Facebook page. And it would be great if you could then share those notices, because if we're just selling our stuff to each other, we may as well all just put our money in a pile now. So we want this to be an outreach event. People will find out about it. They'll go, oh, this looks like a great place. I want to buy that photograph. So that's it. The success of this auction hinges on all of us participating. If everyone bid on the opening price, the start price for each of the items, we would already have more than $3,000. So have a look, see, the start prices are subject to change. If they're too high, they can be lowered. If they're too low, they can be raised. But have a look. If you want to take a more proactive role in the auction, see me. We'll figure out how to make this even better. So come get one of each of these at coffee hour.
Thank you, Rona. Our next presenter is going to be talking about future planning with the upcoming Arts and Crafts Fair, Trunk or Treat, and the Thanksgiving Box Brigade. Thank you, Courtney. Or you can have the handheld.
That's all right. Okay. Good morning, everyone. So part of the future planning and the program planning, Jackie and I are the co-humans that are part of that, and that's to kind of get our fellowship onto the same page in terms of all of the programs that we're doing. It's in order to organize so everyone knows where their parts fall into, whether it's facilities or other services. We have a Google form that we're working on that people will start filling out so we can kind of capture it and then put things up on our drive that will allow us to have legacy. So, you know, if, for instance, this craft fair that we're putting on, there's an entire plan steps, levels that are going on, site plan maps. So in 5 years or 10 years, someone can just dust it off and look to see what was done, what was successful. For this in particular, it was our idea to connect community and bring outside people inside our fellowship, get to see our space, get to meet some of our own members, and get to see some of the things that we have. Our goal was 25 vendors to come in. We're at over 45 right now with a waiting list. So, and only about 6 of us, I know, right? That's awesome. So if you can imagine that we're looking at 40 outside people that have never been to the fellowship to have tables here, and if they only bring one friend, you know, to come visit and go, yay, you're selling your stuff, that's 80 people that have never been into our space before that will get to see what we really have to offer. So that's super awesome. The people that are vending are requested to give a 20% donation back into the fellowship for their vending space. And we're using Osias and the sanctuary. So this entire area, it's all air conditioned. We have a cafe that's gonna be run. It's gonna be a great day. On top of that, we're also doing a trick or trunk event that we're getting organized. A band reached out to us to do a music night here. We're working on having Marina and a cellist and a violinist do a candle night evening with us where we'll have candles and they'll be playing in their trio of variety of music in a nice kind of evening setup. That's the trend nowadays, is having that candlelight. So we'll be doing candlelight. We'll be doing that, and they're amazing talent. So we have so many things going on. There is an email address, which is programplanning@UUFBR, that will come into us to get it organized and on the calendar. Linda is our organizational leader in this, in order to get things sort of corralled. So we have a lot of amazing things going on. We have a lot of energy coming in. We hope to have a lot more people that are coming into our services to participate in our things. And like Rona said, there's no point for us to be giving our own money back. We want people from the community to be coming in, increase our membership, increase visitation, increase energy, all of that. So I'm around, you all see me. You've probably gotten 1,000 emails from me, so, you know.
Fantastic, thank you, Courtney. Yeah. Next slide, please. I reached out to Kathy Lowe, Dave Nelson's wife. She has volunteered again to organize the Thanksgiving Box Brigade. Never too early for you guys to start thinking about when you go on your shopping trip to Publix or Aldi's and pick up one of the items that we will be donating to Boca Helping Hands in the last week of October. So we thank you for your generosity and your community participation on that. Speaking of which, Healing Justice, a presentation now from Jennifer.
Hi, everybody. It's great to be back. I've been gone for almost 7 weeks up north, so got back last night. So happy to be here. Happy to talk to you about Healing Justice and what we are going to be doing this fall. Healing Justice was started about 10 years ago and was led for many years by Carolyn Brown and is now led by Diane Ferger, but she couldn't be with us today, so you have me. The goals are to both raise our own consciousness about the way that other people live that we might not be familiar with, and to reach out and advocate for those who are experiencing injustices. So Healing Justice is the social justice group here at UUFBR. And we have lots of opportunities to get involved in the next few months. I know the Tiltons are here today. Betty and John Tilton and Sandy and Rick Troiano are leaders for the peace effort that we participate in each year. I know that's not the slide you're looking at, but peace is people engaged in active community efforts. And we are one of over 20 congregations locally that work together all year long to address local issues that come up out of the congregations. So it's a very grassroots effort. Last year the Peace Group worked on affordable housing, police community relations, and mental health. And this year they're just beginning the process of identifying the issues that we'll be working on. Okay, Sandy has asked me to mention that there will be house meetings for peace. This is the beginning of their research process and identifying issues. It's going to be next Saturday, the Sunday, and the Sunday, the 22nd, correct? Right after service, there will be house meetings, so everyone is invited to that. Thanks, Sandy. Betty also has something to add. I can repeat it when she's, okay.
For 2024, 2025 year, there are two initiatives, not three. They are one is for the mental health, which is a huge program, and the other one is for, I forget.
I think it might be housing. Is it
Yeah,
housing?
affordable housing. Actually, we're working with Broward County because they have a very good program for affordable housing. So if you're interested, come to the peace meeting and we could use you. And you know what this leads to? It starts now. And how many people in here rode the bus last year with Reverend Kathy and her cookies? And we went up to Palm Beach Convention Center. Well, we'll be doing it again this year, except we won't be going to the convention center. It costs $30,000 to have one event there. So Peace is moving to a different location. And actually, they're looking for a place with about 1,500 square feet, if you know what they could rent for this. It's April 7 is the Nehemiah action, so. Okay.
Sandy
And
says she'll make cookies.
Sandy's a pretty good cook and a chef and a cookie baker.
Thank you, Betty. So we're also going to be working this fall with UU The Vote on the Yes on 4 campaign. UU The Vote was started by the UUA's Side with Love team, and it engages people in voter registration, issue education, get out the vote drives, voter protection, state leadership development, and more. This fall, we will join with many other UU congregations across the state to make sure that voters know about Amendment 4 on the November ballot. Currently, Florida is enforcing a 6-week abortion ban. Amendment 4 will prohibit government interference with abortion prior to viability. Here at UUFBR, we're going to be holding postcard writing events, and we'll join in phone banking efforts. We'll be traveling by bus, which is on the slide, I think. No, but we will be traveling by bus on Saturday, November 2, and the bus is organized by the North Palm Beach congregation. They are opening it up to us, which is great. Let me know as soon as possible if you'd like to go on the bus. That's going to be a long day. We're joining in with people all over the state for an action for Yes on 4. And although not organized by Healing Justice, I think Louis Merlin was behind this effort. There's going to be some postcard writing events coming up for the Environmental Voter Project. So love to see more of you at our Healing Justice meetings or just popping in to help out with an action.
Thank you so much, Jennifer. We jump over to Zoom now for Allison Rogness to give us a look at what's coming up with the Pagan Study Group, UUFBR, Brace of Cups. Sorry.
Good morning. Can you hear me? This is a surprise. I'm sorry, I'm sick and I don't look nice. Okay. I do have the script though. Here it is. Since the merging of Unitarians and the Universalists in the 60s, as a result of our welcome of all who would share our principles and our free and responsible search for truth and meaning, there has emerged a Unitarian Universalist paganism and a pagan Unitarian Universalism, because we are in here this together to help each other. The Covenant of Unitarian Universalist Pagans, or CUPS, is the North American continental organization that serves to network pagan UUs, educate, promote dialogue, and foster healing. Our pagan study group aspires to become an official chapter of CUPS and continues working toward that end. Here are the drafts of our foundational documents. The mission of Boca Raton Ace of Cups is to welcome all earth-centered practitioners and all Unitarian Universalist-centered practitioners to explore the teachings and traditions of various pagan and earth-centered religions, philosophies, and practices, together with kindness and respect. As the Cups chapter of UUFBR, we, the Boca Raton Ace of Cups, covenant to provide support to people in Boca Raton seeking to live a life more in balance with nature by nurturing a free and responsible space to explore the teachings and traditions of various pagan and earth-centered practices and religions, together with dignity, empathy, and safety. We will honor others' paths and welcome differences, treasuring diversity. We will offer our talents and abilities in service to our fellow congregants at UUFBR and the greater South Florida community by providing celebrations to honor the earth and its cycles. We seek both mirth and reverence, and we honor the divine in many forms. In keeping with those aspirations, here is a summary of our UUFBR Pagan Study Group's planned contributions to the coming liturgical year at UUFBR. We still meet on the first and third Monday of each month at 7 p.m., which means tomorrow. First Mondays are on Zoom and third Mondays are here at the fellowship in the Parker Room. We chose both ways of meeting to accommodate diverse needs. So tomorrow night, September 2 Zoom meeting. Our Zoom meetings, we explore via readings and videos, diverse topics from tarot card reading to the wild hunt, from Hellenism to lunar phase correspondence, and we discuss them together. We choose the topics and the content ourselves before and at each meeting and discuss together how we want to proceed. In person, we get to explore more hands-on subjects like September 16th Sacred Baking, where Adele will teach us to bake cornucopia in our kitchen here. On Sunday, September 22nd, we'll celebrate the autumnal equinox and Mevin with a morning worship service called Letting Fall, and a cleanup of litter of these grounds in the adjacent University Woodlands Park to follow. At our October 21st meeting at 7 p.m. in Parker, join us for a witch's tea party where we'll practice tessiomancy in style. On October 27th, we'll provide a Samhain service honoring the ancestors, followed by a trunk or treat in the parking lot and spooky storytelling in the labyrinth. With the coming of cooler weather, we will resume our drum circles and labyrinth meditation walks once a month on the Monday night closest to the full moon. We plan to be a part of the fellowship's beautiful celebration of the winter solstice on Saturday evening, December 21st, a celebration of stories, songs, and stillness. We will hold gatherings to celebrate Imbolc and Ostara, though no Sunday morning services are planned for those, providing safe, welcoming space for those who want to worship together for those Sabbats. We plan to be involved in Earth Day in April, a possible spring cleanup, and of course, we will still hold the traditional Sunday morning worship service on May 4th with the maypole and the dancing and the strawberries and cream and mimosa brunch after to celebrate and joy together. There will be a summer solstice worship service outside on the labyrinth on June 21st at 8 p.m. Our pagan study group is proud to contribute to the tapestry of faiths at UUFBR, and we strive to be of service. If there is a way that the pagan study group can help you, or if you have any questions, please let us know by emailing cups@uufbr.org.
Thank you, Allison. That was fantastic. Which brings us to our final presentation from the worship team, Mr. Ron Roth.
Hi, my name is Ron Roth, and I want to speak on behalf of all the worship team that we have been, for the last 2 years and 3 months since we convened, working every week, considering every bit of your feedback. We plan our themes for the month and for the quarter, and we organize and train the volunteers to participate in the service and in the events that happen afterward. We select the music. We have our wonderful music director, Marina Machado, who attends and helps to see that all of our music gels together with our themes. We coordinate all the speakers, and we're going to be inviting a lot more outside speakers over the next 6 months, 6 to 8 months. We collaborate with the tech team a lot to make sure that our services kind of gel together and provide a smooth technical experience, with especially keeping in mind those on Zoom who are experiencing this together with you. Even though you don't see them all the time, they are in us and part of us. We work also with the membership team and the hospitality team and the front office to celebrate our Sunday worship services and our special events. We currently have the rest of the year all mapped out, so you can rest. Thank you. We have been thinking deeply about this every week to bring your ideas, your contributions, your thoughts into what we do each week. So leading lay-led services will have such a feeling of continuity for you that you may not notice that things have changed. We have a spreadsheet. Aren't you impressed? If anyone has any ideas or willingness to contribute in big or small ways, our meetings are on Wednesdays. And if you have any ideas or thoughts, you can definitely join and express them, and you don't have to stay the whole time if you don't want. But you could also talk to any one of the worship leaders that you see, the worship associates that have spoken, and provide your feedback, because this becomes a part of what we do going forward. Our meetings are every Wednesdays at 5 on Zoom, and the link is in the upcoming events on the website. We're living in an exciting time for our congregation, and this will be a moment of growth and learning. Now, I know that this year we face some significant challenges here at UUFBR. These times have tested our resilience and our sense of community. But with challenges comes opportunities for renewal and growth. Next week, we're going to introduce something very special, very truly special for the congregation, the Journey for Spiritual Renewal. It's a 10-week program every Sunday morning between 9 and 10 a.m. We'll hold it in the Parker Room, so there's room. And we're going to talk about what matters most, both personally and as a community. Imagine a space where we can reflect on our spiritual journeys, redefine our core values, and reignite the spirit of our worship. Together, we'll explore profound questions and create a renewed sense of purpose and connection among us. I invite you to stay tuned and consider joining us on this transformative journey. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ron. And so I would ask for you all to join with me in a blessing for the lay leadership to be read responsively. I'll read the parts in bold, and we read the continuation of the sentence. Spirit of generosity, we're grateful for these leaders who give of themselves to make this community strong. Spirit of connection, bless them in their work of reminding us of our highest aspirations. Spirit of encouragement, orient them always towards manifesting love. Spirit of life, keep them grounded in practices that nourish them in the sacred work. May the fruits of their dedication to this congregation return to them 1,000-fold. Amen. Blessed be. May it be so.